All right, so now we'll show you how to incorporate time-varying covariates into a design matrix in Mark. And actually, it's pretty darn simple. So I'm going to start with the phi-t-pt model because we're going to need a row for each of the times for phi, and I just want to stick with that pt model. So I'm going to go to design and reduced, and it'll give me 26 columns and 26 rows. Okay. And like we did before, I want to fill that first 13 rows on the phi side with ones to be the intercept. And now it's pretty darn easy to run just the ENSO model. So refuge banding started in 1993, went through 2006, but we don't grab the 2006 ENSO value because that would apply to survival beyond the time period that we're looking at. So just going to copy that and going to paste those values right in here. I don't have to type them all out, and that's it. That's my model for the ENSO effect, and we're not including sex. We're just assuming that males and females respond in the same way. So now I can delete all of these columns, so B3 through B13, and I'll just do that. 3 to 13. Okay, and then move that over. And so now we just need to set up our P. So we do the same thing. We go to our fill, partial intercept, okay, 13, and then fill partial identity. That's 12, and you know why. And that looks good, okay. And now we're ready to run it. So we can just run, and we want to indicate that this is the ENSO. And I'll just type values to distinguish it from the other ENSO model that we ran, which was just ones and zeros indicating El Nino or La Nina year. Click OK to run. Bingo! Ooh, comes up pretty darn high, just below the the phi dot model. Okay, and now if we go to the estimated parameters, here the first beta is going to be the intercept for phi. The second beta is the slope of the relationship between ENSO and survival, and you can see it's positive. It's not significant in the sense of the upper and lower 95% confidence intervals do include 0, but it's indicating an effect. And then of course these are all the time effects on capture probability. If you look at the actual values, now these values of phi are going to be the values as predicted by the associated value of ENSO with each one of those years. Okay, and one of the things I'm going to have you do in this assignment is I want you to reconstruct the ENSO relationship in Excel, just so you know where these numbers come from. Okay, and finally, let's go ahead and graph this to see what it looks like. And it'll bounce up and down. As per the value of ENSO for that year. So let's see if we can pull that up. Um, so the first year was El Nino, kind of a small El Nino, a little bit stronger El Nino. Then we had La Nina, that was pretty mild, another mild La Nina. And then we had this really strong El Nino. That's kind of a famous one. The 97, 98 winter, it just really, really rained all along the west coast of Mexico and Southern California. Get a strong El Nino, and the Southwest really gets wet. And that's why we think Swainson's thrushes respond positively to El Nino years. They're migrating north along that west coast of Mexico through those um, dry deciduous forests. You get a nice wet winter, and all of a sudden those forests are just green and lush, all kinds of bugs, good good stuff for migrating and survival. So that's what gives us this big peak. And then we have a couple pretty strong La Nina years, and so on. So the the values that are shown here are the values based on this relationship between ENSO and survival. Um, and that's it. All right. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Bye bye.